Ever feel like you're getting called in for jury duty more than your friends, especially those in other counties? Well, tonight we are verifying how often you can be summoned. 11 Alive viewer Jimmy asks, how often do people receive jury summons in DeKalb County compared to other metro Atlanta counties? Let's verify. Our sources tonight are Georgia Law, the Council of Superior Court Clerks of Georgia, and Superior Courts in DeKalb, Cobb, Fulton, and Gwinnett counties. Under Georgia law, the council compiles a statewide master jury list using driver's licenses, state IDs, and voter registration records. Counties then randomly select jurors from that list. You're eligible if you are a U.S. citizen, at least 18 years old, speak English well enough to discuss a case, reside in the county that summoned you, haven't served on a jury in the last 12 months, aren't currently on a grand jury or another trial jury, aren't under a conservatorship, and have had your civil rights restored if you were convicted of a felony or malfeasance while holding public office. So how often can you get summoned? Counties receive a new jury master list from the state each July, and you can be called once per list. But Cobb County Superior Court Administrator Chris Hansard warns technically that means it's possible for you to be called twice in the same calendar year.
It's possible that if you got called March, April, May, or June, that when that list refreshes again in July, you could be called again, say, in August, September, October of the same year.
But you should not be summoned more than once between July and the following June. Outside of that window, Cobb County Superior Court Judge Ann Harris explains it's random.
Jury selection is actually a random process. I know people don't believe that because I always get people in my courtroom who say, I've been summoned 3 times, I've had it 5 times, but it's a random process.
So it's not clear how often you may be summoned. You could be randomly selected 2 years in a row while your friend is never summoned. And while it may be annoying, Judge Harris and Cobb County Juror Administrator Wendy Portwood stress how important jurors are to the justice system.
Jurors are the cogs in the engine that keeps everything moving.
I have had several people say, this is probably one of the most important things I've ever done. I've had jurors write letters after the fact saying, thank you for restoring my faith in our system.
Okay, so we want to note here some information from DeKalb County. They're saying that you could erroneously appear twice on that master list. For example, once under your maiden name and once under your married name. That could cause you to be mistakenly summoned twice. So if that happens, you want to contact the court to correct it. Now, as always, if you ever see something out there, you're curious about something you'd like for us to verify, email us at verify@11alive.com or text the word verify to the number here on your screen, 404-885-7600.